Thomas, you've met Beckjord.
Oh, I knew him well.
Knew him well.
Yeah.
And what do you remember?
Yes, he was a very friendly fellow, jolly fellow, friendly fellow. But he was the original inmate running the asylum. He was absolutely mad. He was dark raven lunatic.
And he was he was said to be a paranormal investigator, a photographer, a cryptozoologist. He looked for Loch Ness. He was into the crop circles and UFOs, and of course Bigfoot.
Fairies, goblins, werewolves, vampires, you name it, he was in it. He was a bigger pain in the ass in the UFO community than he was in the Sasquatch community.
I mean, so let me see here. Got a couple of pictures. There's his shots from what he claims was the Loch Ness Monster when he went out over there. Let's see. He says here after his graduation, Beckjord became a city planner in the Bay Area, but his traditional job was to hunt for Bigfoot.
He ran his own little museums for a while, and he'd show up at the conferences wearing an ET mask. He always had that pink tie on, and he was usually carrying a big, large, old-fashioned paper brown shopping bag with the handles on it, and and he'd make such an annoyance to himself. He'd get kicked out of the first or second day, and he'd spend the rest of the conference marching up and down the outside with either a protest sign or handing out leaflets of how everybody was scared of him because what he had to say. He was his own worst enemy. I believe the BFF site referred to him as he who cannot be named.
Oh my goodness. I found that it says that he had the 3 museums, but they all failed. February of '89, he had the Cryptozoology Museum that was housed in Malibu, California. And that started like in it started in 86, but he opened his home. He actually opened his home to all of his curiosities, all of the stuff he had. And that's where that had originally come from. But even he was looking for Mokili Mombembe at one point, I heard. But according to his museum, was focused on creatures of fact or fancy, either way. And that one was lost in fire, I believe.
On at least 4 occasions, he phoned me up. He would phone me at 2 or 3 in the morning, trying to pretend to be a professor from some university or something. And I'd say, "Hello, John." He said, "How do you know it was me?" I said, "It's always you."
Oh man!
And he did it to John Green. He did it to everybody.
To a bunch, right? Okay.
Yeah. But he dates way back. Like I said, he's one of the original inmates running the asylum, man. And he was well liked, but he was just crazy. And he even had his hands on the camera original PG film to make a copy of it. We always wondered if he actually gave the real one back, but he did.
Oh, goodness. Dylan, thank you so much, dear.
Yeah.
I appreciate.
And he claimed to have the original at one point and was going to sell it for $1 million. But of course, nobody made an offer.
Right.
Yep.
Well, his second museum was in where was that one? San Francisco. That second one was in San Francisco, and I think it was, what was that one called? The UFO Loch Ness Monster Museum.
Oh yeah, he got quite well known. I even think he was on one of those talk shows, Jay Leno or something, or I can't remember which one.
Letterman.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on Letterman. It wasn't called the David Letterman Show at the time.
Yeah.
It was called whatever, the Late Show with David Letterman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was perfect for TV. He was just perfect. He was the perfect personality because he was just so out there. TV loved him.
Tabloid, absolutely, Mr. Tabloid. That was Erik Beckjord.
He was a great talker.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, Thomas, you mentioned that he called John Green. Only one time he called John Green at 2 a.m. because John Green said, "Don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again." And they had a great, as you know, they had a great relationship. They got along fantastically. John did not agree. John Green did not agree with Beckjord's ideas and theories, but they got along quite well.
Oh yeah, he would stay at John Green's home. It's like I said, Beckjord was a really nice guy. He was just crazy,
but he did piss off a lot of people. That's for sure.
He pissed everybody off all the time.
Oh yeah, I want to get into that. I've got some more stuff here about him, but and Todd has all the receipts to prove all of this stuff that I'm going to be mentioning here in a minute. Well, he did have a third museum, and that was in North Beach, California, and it was called Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster Museum. Kind of the same, and just billed as the strangest museum, and had a lot of photos and drawings and stuff about Roswell and stuff like that in there, and serpents. But he did say that on an expedition, he claimed that he had saw Bigfoot cross the road in front of him from about 200 feet. He also purported that he saw Bigfoot standing 6 foot tall and walking in a loose limbo dance style at another time eating apricots from an orchard. And this was in Vacaville, California. He frequented a camp with his researcher friends at a site called Window Site near Bear River Reservoir in El Dorado National Forest. But one of the things that really, I think he even looked for the Loveland frog at some point. Yeah.
He did it all.
He was there. If there was anything going on in the Sasquatch field or a lot of other fields, he usually showed up.
Wow.
Invited or not. Yeah, he was quite a character. I remember in one conference we had at the University of British Columbia, I think in 1997, I can't remember which one it was. He showed up. I photographed him, and that photograph is where he's walking around with his ET mask after he'd been kicked out. But at one point, we were all staying at the little apartments that they have for students at the front of the university, and the conference was in a theater at the other end of the campus. And I remember I'm driving my old Land Rover, and I'm driving along, and there he is standing on the side of the road with that bag and that pink tie, and I pretended to be looking the other way. I drove by because I knew he was trying to thumb a ride, and I must have went half a kilometer past him. But my mistake is I obey the speed limit. It's less than 10 kilometers an hour, on the university grounds.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I must have gone almost a kilometer or half a kilometer past him, and all of a sudden I heard this bang, bang, bang on the side of as I'm going down the road. I look out my side mirror, and there he is running.
Oh my goodness!
He was running half a kilometer beside my Land Rover. Okay, I pull over. Come on in, Johnny. Come on in, Erik. I'll give you a ride. That was Beckjord.
Oh my goodness!
He was using his teleporting powers.
Yeah. Oh.
He was into the interdimensional shapeshifters and and all of that stuff, and that drew a lot of how do you say, skepticism on part of what he would say, but it was well publicized. A lot of his stuff he got into, including this photo right here, which is I believe they called it the long photo. Yeah, it's a long photo that was Miss Pitts in the blue shirt there, and said that it had a monkey in the picture, which is in the square, red square over there.
I see 4 monkeys in there.
4 monkeys.
Beckjord was one of the pioneers of drawing red lines around shadows. Yeah.
Oh.
It's safe to say that he outwoos the woo crowd of today. Wouldn't you say, Thomas?
He is the grand poobah of the woo. He was their original grandmaster. Yeah.